Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Rectified podcast. Today, my guest is Clara Yalmanian, co founder of Nayiri Jewelry. It's a jewelry brand that's entirely made in Armenia, and I'm so excited to talk about it. Welcome, Clara.
Right, thank you.
Clara, let's start with Nayiri, the name. Why did you choose to call your brand Nayiri?
Yes, of course. So, Nairi has an Armenian meaning, and it means so. It used to be the name for Armenia, and it's if you translate it, it means like the land of many rivers. So that's why, and I was always drawn to the name. So that's why I went for that name. However, so the brand started under a different name. It's just like the rebrand, which we can talk about later.
Yes, of course, of course. So let's start with the first thing that was very it attracted me because I'm Armenian also. So your products are made in Armenia.
Yeah.
What made
Yes.
you go there and like decide that I'm gonna make them there?
Yes, sure. So it started actually a few years ago, long before this became a thing.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have a piece of jewelry, but I had something very specific in mind, and it was for myself. And so I was in Armenia at that time. I was just like on a short trip, and I just figured, okay, why don't I like find an artisan and
Mm-hmm.
ask him to make this piece for me? So I did, and the piece was made like in with such good detail. Like the craftsmanship was so excellent, the quality was so good, and also, of course, like the price was really good
Mm-hmm.
uh because of the labor here
Yeah.
and the price of the material. So that just kind of gave me the idea, like, okay, why not?
Yeah.
Why not start something? It was, yeah, that's how it was
It
born.
was an impulse decision, basically.
Yeah, kind of. It was actually just meant for me. But
All
yeah,
right.
then I just had the idea like that. Yeah.
So do we have that one in the collection or not? It was just one unique
No, it was
piece.
just one.
All right, all right. So do you design the jewelry or do you have a designer who makes them?
No, I make the designs actually. So I make the designs, and then I work with someone who does the 3D modeling. So that's like the
Mhm.
first part when you create jewelry. Like you do the design and you have to 3D model it before the waxing stage, and then it goes on to the
Mhm.
goldsmith. So I make the designs. However, it is very important also because I don't have a goldsmith background
Yeah.
to work with a goldsmith on that, because sometimes you might have an idea and you might make the design, but then
Mhm.
in practicality it might not either look the best or like
Yeah.
work the best. For example, we have designs that it's like rings that turn, and they have like a little circle inside the ring that like turn around
Mhm.
ring. So when I wanted to make that, obviously it was much better to work with someone who has experience with like 3D modeling, so you can get like not only the best design but also the best functionality.
Mhm. Like how it functions when you're
Exactly.
gonna. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I understand. So tell me more about like your story. We didn't talk about this. Tell me about your story and what led you to being here today.
Yeah, sure. So as like I already explained how the idea came about. However, it was more also like living in diaspora. It was important for me to uh, have like continuous impact
Mm-hmm.
on Armenians. So that's what kind of what we're discussing. It was like you live in the diaspora and you always try to help and like help the people in your country. However, I was looking for like sustainable means, kind of.
Yeah.
So it was actually also after the economic crisis in Lebanon and the war in Syria, where a lot of Syrian Armenians and Lebanese Armenians repatriated. And a lot of these people who repatriated actually are goldsmiths and artisans. So
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, okay, how can I help these people, because they have also been displaced over generations, like their parents or grandparents saw like
Mm-hmm.
experienced the genocide, and they came to share Lebanon, and then it was like displacement again. And also a
Yeah.
lot of these people were at the end of the day also in Artsakh and experienced displacement over and over again.
Unfortunately, the story of our lives.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I was thinking to myself, okay, how can I create like a sustainable solution for them? And the easiest and or like the most straightforward solution for me was to actually uh, like help them while they do what they're best at doing. So I decided to
Mm-hmm.
work with goldsmiths from like Lebanon and Syria, and a lot of a lot of them actually they worked in the best jewelry houses in the Middle
Yeah.
East, like really
Yeah.
really renowned names. However, when they came to Armenia, they had like difficulty starting over. So some of them came before the war, before the first
Mm-hmm.
Artsakh war. Um, so they're trying to establish themselves. However, it was COVID, then it was the war, so it was really difficult for them. So I kind of thought that maybe by working with those artisans, it would give them like the possibility to work, and then I
Yeah.
would also sell them the jewelry later on.
Mm-hmm. So, did you set up your own workshops, or do they have their own workshops and you just give them the work?
We don't have our own workshop yet, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay.
Hopefully soon. So they
Hopefully,
have their
yeah.
own workshops. However, a lot of them actually they don't even have their own workshop. So
Mm-hmm.
some of them, for example, they have just a little room in their house where
Okay.
they just do make
Wow.
their
Yeah.
jewelry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. That's really nice. I noticed on your website, I was checking the product, and I
Mhm.
noticed that the prices are not super expensive. Like the I was checking necklaces because that's my thing.
You
So
have a
I
good
was
stack there.
thank you. So I was checking all the necklaces, and I'm like, okay, this is not too much. Like
Yeah.
it 200, $300. It's not
Yeah.
like thousands of dollars for
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is, the design.
Yeah.
How are you able to produce and sell them at this price?
Yeah. So good question. No, I mean it started because so it started the company started because I wanted to have an impact. Like I wanted to make an
Mm-hmm.
impact. So it was not like profit driven. So our margins are actually not very high. Also, however, one thing you have to consider in this case is that the cost of material is quite low in Armenia compared to other countries.
Okay.
And also, if you work with gold or you produce jewelry here, you are exempt from certain uh, payments as opposed to
Okay.
in Europe, the US, or Canada, which actually explains why our prices are so different from in Europe. And also, I mean, this was something that motivated me to start initially because I always wanted to have like solid gold jewelry
Yes.
because I was like it was like I was kind of like brought up like this that you should like buy one piece but buy a good
Yes.
piece and then you will keep it forever and then you will pass it on. It has also something to do with um like I would say like people from that region because in
I
times
know.
of like war and displacement exactly it was like they could only take whatever they had on them, so that
Yes.
was often just your jewelry, and it was gold, so that you could like always sell it on to I don't know,
Yeah.
buy food or whatever you need, a shelter. Um, so I actually noticed that in Europe it was very expensive,
Yeah.
and let alone like go to a jeweler and tell him or her that you want a custom piece and then they design the custom piece for you and make it. So there's also where I saw like a gap in the market kind of that I wanted to like
Mhm.
capitalize on.
So now everything you're selling is solid gold.
So actually, started with solid gold everything exclusively. However, this year we had to also expand into silver. because
Mm-hmm.
of different reasons. So the first was demand.
Yeah.
And the second one was also because of the gold prices. A lot of
Yeah.
people requested our designs.
Mm-hmm.
However, it was too expensive for them just because of the price of gold this year and also last year.
Yes.
So I see like a big difference from when I started to now because we also, of course, have to adjust our prices
Mm-hmm.
from time to time.
Yeah.
So we also branched into silver
Yeah.
jewelry,
I
which
was.
is also nice because we get to do all this like we try to inspire our designs also by like some old Armenian designs, and they're often like either in white gold or in silver.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to ask you about the price of gold. Like, how are you coping with that? And one of the options is having a silver collection, but what are you doing
Yeah.
about that? Because nowadays it's crazy, like
Yes,
especially
it's crazy.
within this month. Yeah.
Yeah, it is crazy. So, what we do is we try to buy the gold when we see that the price is falling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we always keep a bit of gold in stock, so we can always, like make the jewelry later on when we get an order, for example. So that's how we deal with it,
Yeah.
or we also offer everything in silver and then we plate it.
Mm-hmm.
However, yeah, in Armenia, for example, the demand is not that high for like pure silver jewelry, and in a lot of Middle Eastern countries, whereas in Europe, people don't have
Yeah.
an issue with buying just like
Yeah.
silver jewelry that is gold plated.
Mm-hmm. It's very cultural, I think. Like I grew
Yeah,
up in a culture where, oh, why do you want to
yeah,
pay, I don't know, $5,000 from a bracelet from this brand?
yeah,
And you can buy like a pure gold
yeah,
bracelet that has the value of the gold. Like they care more about the value of
yeah,
the gold rather than the
yeah,
brand. So
yeah,
I feel it's very cultural, and you're noticing the difference between Europeans and more like Middle Easterns and
yeah,
Armenians and how they buy and why is it important.
yeah.
It's so true. Like we wouldn't pay for gold plated as much
Exactly.
as
Yeah,
as
exactly.
the price
That's
of
also
pure gold.
yeah. That's also how I was kind of brought up.
Yeah.
However, it's also it makes it a bit of a challenge to sell
Hmm.
locally
Yeah.
because when we try to sell locally, often customers ask us like, okay, I want this ring, but how many grams is it? And
Yeah.
then they're gonna start like calculating the price per gram.
Yeah.
However, not taking into account all the work that went into it, that it's like very,
Yeah.
very good craftsmanship, the design, the marketing,
Hmm.
etc. So it's like a double-edged sword, I would say, in that
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, you didn't just, you're not selling them pure gold to be priced
Yeah,
per gram. Like maybe there's an
exactly.
education there to be done, to be
Yeah,
done
exactly.
to the clients. Um,
Exactly.
so I noticed also that some of your jewelry has like diamonds. I don't know if they're diamonds
Yeah,
or if they're
yeah,
not. Do you
yeah,
also work with diamond precious stones? Like what do you do with that?
yeah. So when we bring out a design, usually we just work with zirconia, so it's
Okay.
just normal stones. However, we always have the options to replace those stones with diamonds, and they can be natural diamonds or lab-grown diamonds. So there's a demand now, especially from Europe, for
Mm-hmm.
lab-grown diamonds.
Yeah.
Uh, Here locally, not so much, and it hasn't arrived yet, I would say.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of our focuses is actually like custom orders.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, when also clients see our designs online, but they want to change it, we can always change it either like the design or the material or the stones. So,
Yeah.
we're very flexible with that.
Yeah, okay. I love that. So tell me more. Let's talk more about the business side of thing
Mhm.
rather than the design. I'm fascinated by the design, so I'm like talking about it,
No,
and
correct.
I want all the information. But this is a business podcast. We need to focus on the business side. Um, Tell me a little bit more about your ideal clients. Like, who are the people who buy from you? Is it older people? Is it younger people? Like, what is the
Yeah.
range of tell
Yeah.
me more about your clients. That's the question.
Okay. So it's a wide range actually, and it also depends on where.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, okay, when we make the engagement rings, it's
Yeah.
clear that it's men.
Who
Men
are buying it?
aged between exactly aged, I would say between 25 to 35 ish,
Mm-hmm.
who buy the engagement rings. And then we have a lot of young couples, as we also do like the wedding rings. We don't only do the engagement rings, and often, which uh, like I find very nice, is that the couples who purchased our engagement rings will go on later to purchase their wedding rings.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then for the gold jewelry we have it's like a wide range actually. The ages are, I would say, between 23 to 50 plus actually.
Yeah. They're
And
not like the craziest fashion stuff that only
yeah,
the
no,
young people will buy.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, being so, because I think I think our designs are kind of, I would say, like timeless, but
Mm-hmm.
they fit people for every age.
Yeah.
So there's, for example, some parents will buy something for their daughters that are, let's say, like 16, 17, but then I
Yeah.
see someone aged over 50 who is going to buy
Mm-hmm.
the same product.
Yeah.
So that also, it also talks, it like, it speaks for itself kind of, and it speaks for our designs.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. So how do you market your product? Like, do you sell it to only individuals, or do you sell to bigger stores, and how do you reach them?
Yeah, sure. So we sell them online, mostly, and for that we use like Facebook, Instagram, so like Meta and Google.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we have a very strong online channel, but we also sell offline. So we try to organize pop-ups. So we have organized pop-ups in London and Paris and Vienna, and in Armenia as well. We participate about like around once a month.
Yeah.
So that's actually to sell locally. That's what works best for us,
Mm-hmm.
because also when we put the ads, so like when we put out the ads, and then people come to see us at our pop-ups, and they're like, oh yeah, I saw your ad
Mm.
and I really, really love this ring. I just wanted to see it in person before
Yeah.
making such a big
Or
purchase, which is
trying it. Yeah.
exactly, or trying it, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
So I would say like locally, it's like a whole funnel. It goes from like an online to offline funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and in the West, it's only online. However, we also place it in other shops or jewelry, and the way we do it is just you just have to reach out. Like when you're starting out,
Yeah.
it's you just have to you just have to get out there and reach out. And
Yeah.
online, we also sell on other platforms. So we're listed on like a Lebanese platform, and then on some other like American platforms.
Okay. So you sell everywhere in the world, basically.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We try to.
And how do you deal with let's say if I buy something here in Canada,
Mhm,
the product's gonna reach here and then I'm gonna pay some taxes on it.
mhm.
How do you deal with that? Do you have like issues with customers who are like complaining, I paid this much, I paid that much,
I,
or how does it work?
so our shipping is always included in the price, actually, as
Okay.
well. It depends on the region. Sometimes it's fully included. Sometimes the customer will have to
Mm-hmm.
pay a little surplus. For the US and Canada, you have to pay a little surplus.
Yeah.
We are very transparent. So we say shipping is this much. And once you receive your parcel, you might have to pay customs on it.
Yeah.
So the customs are often on gold jewelry, because you pay customs
Mm-hmm.
when it exceeds a certain value,
Amount. Yeah.
exactly a certain amount. And that depends on the country. So when people ask us, for example, how much customs am I going to pay, you can only be as helpful, but at the end of the day, you cannot really predict how much it is going to be.
Yeah.
So we actually never had any issues, thankfully. what is also very good for us is when we sell on different platforms, they often just take care of the whole customs process,
Mm-hmm.
which is very pleasant for
Yeah,
us.
yeah, exactly.
Um, so we just basically, for example, we sell on a platform. They have an office in Yerevan here. We just package it up nicely and we bring it to them, and
Okay.
then they will take care of all the customs. Like they have a specific team because it
Mm-hmm.
does take a lot of paperwork and effort.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have a big market in North America, like specifically in the US?
Yeah, we do actually. We have a lot of sales, like a big part of our sales
Yeah.
is in the US. Also because we try to target the Armenian diaspora a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So when I place ads, for example, I'm always mindful of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we will place ads that will only go to like the Armenian diaspora.
Yeah.
And as you know, like in California, for
Yes,
example,
exactly.
there's a lot of them. I think that's what you were getting at. And I honestly I think it's beautiful because it helps them like reconnect with their roots kind of,
Yes,
and when they wear it, it gives
exactly.
them like extra meaning. And it's something that I was always also longing when I was living in the diaspora, that I
Yeah.
was trying to find like made in Armenia, not only like everything,
Yes.
like clothes, jewelry, everything. And it carries a special meaning. So
Mm-hmm. And are you having any difficulties with all the new regulations around tariffs, or you didn't get affected yet
we didn't get
concerning the US?
affected. No, we
Mm-hmm.
didn't get affected. I will leave out the yet because
Yes.
I hope I just hope we won't for now.
Yeah.
But no, it hasn't had an impact yet.
Okay. Okay. That's
But
pretty
I do
cool.
see a lot of I do see a lot of small businesses suffer.
Yeah.
And
That's why I'm
yeah,
asking.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I see a lot of small and like not even small businesses, of course, also like
Yeah.
bigger
Obviously,
businesses, but
everybody.
but the toll is bigger on the small businesses,
Yeah. It's
unfortunately.
difficult. It's more difficult to pivot or to change your
Yeah,
suppliers if you're buying from abroad, even if you're making it in within your country.
yeah,
Sometimes you buy some of the products from elsewhere, so it's very difficult to pivot and change everything. If you're a small business, you don't have a lot of money,
yeah,
all of those things.
exactly.
Um, so Clara, when you decided to start,
Mhm.
how did you fund your project?
It was bootstrapped.
Okay.
It was all bootstrapped actually. It was savings.
Okay. So
uh,
you finished all your money and you started this thing
Kind of,
basically.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Actually, I mean, you have to believe in it before you start.
Mhm.
This is if there's like one piece of advice I can give, it's you have to believe in what you can do. You have to believe in your business. You have to believe in the product, and most importantly as well, you have to believe in the people you work with, and
Yeah.
you have to choose very wisely. Um, so yeah, but I just saw it as an investment. I saw
Mhm.
it as like just like someone would invest into the stock market, for example.
Yeah.
I That's how I like shifted my mindset. It is probably more risky than investing in the stock market.
Yes, obviously. But at the end of the day you have the gold, so
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have that as well. So the way it started in the beginning was that we made like you have to make at least one piece from every model.
yeah.
So hopefully you sell that. If you don't, you can just keep it, and then
Yeah.
as we said, it's gold. You can just sell it as the gold. But thankfully that wasn't the case yet for
Mhm.
us. Um, but yeah, it's of course it's a bit easier if you think about it that way and you just
Yeah.
kind of shift your mindset like that.
Yeah. Like now let's go to the personal side. Did you have
Okay.
someone, or in general do you have like a mentor or a role model that helps you go through all of these things? I mean, entrepreneurship is a crazy ride. We all know
Yeah.
that. I mean, those who have done it, they know. But
Yeah.
sometimes something helps you. It can be someone online, it can be someone in real life. Did you have that one person in your life?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I do. I am very, I'm very grateful, and I am very lucky to be surrounded by really amazing people who always supported me. Um, so first I started this project alone, and then now thankfully I'm not doing it alone anymore. However, when I first started, so I had my family support, and they're still here to support me, but also my friends. Like, it was really just uh, things that seem small, but they actually mean a lot to you. Like, for example, when I launched, like, I saw like everyone just like reposting it and talking about it to other people. So that's I think when you feel like you have that support, it motivates you even more to do to like be better. So and that's yeah. So I think that's very important. Or for example, when we do our pop-ups here in Yerevan, we always have like friends come by, family come by. So that's just it might seem like a little thing to the people who are like supporting you, but it means a lot to you when you are in this ride. So yeah. Then
Yerevan
again,
is a
like
very warm city, so
yeah, it is.
I can understand.
Yeah, and the people are as well. So, but then in terms of like business mentor online, like don't have like a business mentor online, I would say. However, I mean, we live in an age where we can get all the information we want, and that's a huge advantage to, for example, to like the older generations who just started the business. So when you're stuck or you need some help, you can always just find the answer online, actually. There's a lot of good podcasts, there's a lot of good books. So there's an answer to literally everything.
So true. Clara, I heard that you have a promo code for us.
Yes.
All right. So what are you offering to our listeners?
So we offer 10% on your order.
Perfect.
And
perfect.
it's the Rectified podcast.
Okay, we're going to link to it. We're going to put the promo code in the description of the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. And what else can we say? Just a final word for our listeners about your brand, about Yerevan, about Made in Armenia products, all of these things.
Yeah. So I think what really distinguishes us as a brand is we try to sell value, not volume. So I was like, something I actually want to say in the beginning is that like our jewelry is mass produced. So often it's like so when you place an order, it is actually being made and like in the background and then being shipped to you. So we keep very little stock, just to so it makes it like even more special. And yeah, that's also how we differentiate ourselves from like fast fashion brands. We also use like recycled material sometimes, so we will recycle the gold because it is also more sustainable. And for example, when people come to us with like a custom order, like wedding bands, like wedding rings or engagement rings, or and not like just for any occasion, sometimes they actually request like recycled gold. So we also do that, which is great because it helps being more sustainable.
That's pretty amazing. So, if you reached the end of this episode, give them a follow. We're going to link to all their social media platforms, to their website, the promo code, everything. Thank you, Clara, for being a guest on the podcast. I'll be sure to visit you when I'm in Yerevan and check the product out. Thank you so much.